Thank you. So, I'm Esther Good, your chief of school, and you probably see me a lot in and out of your building. But today, we have walked out of our building and we've come to City Hall. And do we know what happens at City Hall? Does anybody know? Anybody tell me what happens at City Hall? Whose house is City Hall? What was office? Okay, let's hear it. The mayor? That's excellent. I'm so glad you know. And so, does anybody know who the mayor is? Okay, let's see.
Eddie Melton.
Eddie Melton. Wow. Wow. I wonder if Eddie Melton is here in this place. I don't know. Does anybody know if Eddie Melton is here? Yeah. Okay, he is here. Awesome sauce. So I wanted us to come together and really, as we celebrate Black History Month and our rich history in the city of here, and it is a Black city, it's us. So I really wanted us to come together and read, write, and meet a celebrity. So today we have with us Miss Maryum Ali. Does anybody know anything about? Okay, you got your hand up, so go ahead and finish it for me. You know what I'm gonna say. Yeah. I think we're playing here. This is exciting. So she is the author of I Shook Up the World. And who is it about? Muhammad Ali. Go ahead, Angel. Her dad. Yes. Yes, and we know that dads play a special place in young ladies' hearts. I know mine does as well. So I am going to now just say to you all, thank you for writing those lovely essays. They were a joy to read. They were a joy for my committee to judge. And I'm going to say that all of you all are winners. But I do have some special essays that we're going to award as well. So thank you. I'm going to acknowledge our principals because we have an elementary principal here from every building. So exciting. So Banneker and Marquette, change your ways. Danielle Williams, Linda Golston. William Park Academy, Eric Worthington. Oh, Madam McCullough. So Madam McCullough was my French teacher at Westside. Tanisha Banks is at Beverage. So, thank you, principals. I'm going to turn the program over to our first lady, because every great mayor has to have an even greater first lady. Hey. Open it up. So, our first lady is Miss Crystal Melton.
Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? Now, by show of hands, this is their first time being in City Hall? Wow. Well, I hope you guys are in for a treat. And I want to personally welcome you all to City Hall. So I am tasked with introducing a person who's very near and dear to my heart and our family. He is a product of Gary School Corporation, so just like you. Yeah. Just like you, he was in elementary school, and middle school, and then graduated from Horseman. He served as your state senator for 7 years, and he's always had a passion for youth, always, even before he was elected for office. He has a mentoring company. He's been a mentor for a couple of decades. And education has always been a focal point for him because we were, not just him, but his entire administration, believe in doing everything we can, making sure you all have resources so as you all grow, you can get out there in the world and be competitive and have very successful lives like we know you all will do. So without further ado, I would love to introduce to you all our mayor and my husband and the father of my babies, Mayor Eddie Milton.
I'm gonna stand up, okay? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Donald Goods. I want to thank the entire administration, principals, the staff, the parents. Thank you for coming to City Hall. This is your City Hall. I just work here, right? The people, Gary elected me to work here in his office. So I grew up, like my wife said, I went to the Gary School Corporation from elementary to middle to high school, and it prepared me to go to college. Who all wants to go to college? Awesome, awesome. So today, as we wind down Black History Month, many of you probably had a lot of activities at your school. You've probably seen a lot of different movies and a lot of photos giving you Black history, right? But just remember, as you get older, Black history is not just in February. Black history is all year round because our people have contributed so much to this world, to this nation. So I always want you guys to remember that. That's extremely important. I want to thank our team for being here. I want to thank my wife because this is the first set of guests that we've had at City Hall. So it was important for us to have something special for you today. And I know you read a very special book, right? Yes. And we have a very special person that's here. And I'm just honored to say that this person is a friend of mine, right? We just didn't call somebody and say, hey, come speak. I called a friend and I said, I need a favor. But this friend is a true person of the people that has a heart for the people with her work in social work, with her work in just in the arts, and overall just loving and caring for people. But it runs in her blood. You read the book. What's the book called again? When I grew up, one of the main people I looked up to was her dad. And even to this day, when I go back and reflect and look at pictures and watch photos, it's not that he was just the greatest boxer, but him as a humanitarian, somebody that cared for people. And she and I was talking, but it's about how he cared for them no matter who they were or where they were, right? If they were someone that was a president or someone that served them dinner, everyone get treated equal and the same. And that's an appreciation. So without further ado, I want to introduce my dear friend, Miss Maryum May Ali.
How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so happy to be here. I actually was born and raised in Chicago. I grew up in a city called Flossmoor that's 30 minutes from here. So I'm real close to Gary, Indiana, where I grew up. I'm so happy to be here, and congratulations to the essay winners and the people who contributed in any way. I actually wrote this book 20 years ago, and what happened was the people who made the book said, we want to put the book out again in paperback and update it. Would you want that? I'm like, yeah, I would love that, because new generations of youth can learn about Muhammad Ali. How many people read the book already? Oh yeah, that's wonderful, that's great. A lot of times when I do these presentations, they haven't read the book yet. So you read the book, so you'll know. I just want to share with you guys some parts of the book, and I also want to hear from you, because there's so many things you can learn from the life of Muhammad Ali. What was his name before he changed his name to Muhammad Ali? Cassius Clay. So remember in the book, there was a reason he began to box. think is fascinating about that is, when he was 12, that was the first new bike he ever got. He didn't even have it long, and someone stole it. He was so upset. And I love this story because it shows you how bad things can happen, but it can lead you on a path to something great, right? Mm-hmm. You might think, oh man, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. Even if it's something worse than someone stealing a bike. When bad things happen, when challenges happen, it builds your character. It teaches you how to respond to negativity. So what he did was, he controlled his emotions. He didn't go out and do something bad because he was angry. He calmed himself down. He went to the gym and took his anger out on a punching bag. And that's so important because when he won the gold medal in 1960 in the Olympics, a few years after he won that medal, I'm sharing some things that aren't in the book. He went back to his hometown in his 20s, and he found out that some of his friends had been murdered. Some of his friends had went to prison. Some of his friends weren't doing well. They got into alcohol and drugs. And he looked at that and said, man, I wish my friends had done what I did. I wish they had a goal, and they focused on positive things. They focused on trying to build their future up, even though they were going through hard times. So what's wonderful about Cassius Clay at that time, he listened to his parents and he said, look, I will focus on my dream, and when bad things happen, I'm not going to go in the wrong way. I'm going to control myself. So as a social worker, I work with a lot of young people, and what we try to teach them is control your anger, because anger and depression and sadness can take you to dark paths. And Muhammad Ali said, no, I'm going to focus on what I want to be, right? So that's what I love about his character. Another thing in the book that I showcase is, I don't know if you remember, there's a page in the book where he's by himself in the gym. He's all alone. No one's in the gym. And what did he say? If you want to be the best, you got to train more than the rest. And his coach said to him, why are you always the last person to leave the gym? You know, he wanted to be great. He didn't want to be average. So in the book that I signed to you guys, I say one thing to you guys: believe in yourself and your abilities. Anybody know what an ability is? Anybody can define ability? What's ability? Something you can do. But can you do everything perfect right away? What do you have to do to enhance and increase all of your abilities? What has to be done to get to have all those abilities? Practice, study, research, focus, visualize, right? And that's what he did. You just don't have ability. So what I want you guys to do is believe in yourself and your abilities. Another thing about my father, lessons that I learned, is that for a lot of his career, even when he was little, people said he couldn't do it. You remember that? In the book, they said he wouldn't beat Sonny Liston. His friends in school said when he first started boxing, oh, you'll never be a boxer, you're too skinny. You're going to have negative comments coming to you your whole life. It's never going to end. There's always going to be someone, whether they're jealous or whether they don't believe in themselves and they see you believing in yourself. Well, they say in their mind, I can't do it, so she can't do it either. I can't do it. Well, I'm going to say he can't do it either. You're going to hear this all the time. Has anyone ever told you you couldn't do something? What did they tell you? What's your name? Adrian. Who told you you couldn't do something, and what did they say to you? They said you can do what? Hair. Oh, your hair looks good. You do it. Uh-oh. And can you do hair? Right. And doing hair is the art. And hair is really the art now. It's like being a painter, right? There's all different styles. But how are you able to do hair? Do you want your own hair shop one day? Business, make some money, right? So, but what do you have to do? You have to practice. You may have to go to school for it. So don't listen to people. So what Cassius Clay did, he was like, la, 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 la. I don't care what you say. I'm going to the gym anyway. I want to be a champion. You got to ignore those people. And there might be people you shouldn't be around, right? Even at 55 years old, I have people telling me, you're going to do that? That's too hard. And then I say to myself, I can't tell that person my dreams, because if I tell them my dreams, they're going to try to stop me. So let me just not say hi to that person and keep on going, right? So that's what little Cassius Clay did. He kept going to the gym. He didn't listen to anybody. Another thing I love about the book, how did you guys like the poetry? Did you like the poetry in it?
Yeah.
So the reason why I wrote this book, I babysat this little 7-year-old one time, and I took him to a movie. It was a documentary that won the Academy Award called When We Were Kings. This documentary is about my father's fight in Zaire, Africa. So what he would do is he would do poetry because he wanted to get people to laugh and he wanted to get people to come to the fights. So he's thinking back in the day they didn't have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. They didn't have social media. He was his own social media. So he would do poetry, predict the rounds he would win in. So people were like, man, he talks so much, we want to go see him get beat up. And I asked him, I said, Dad, when he was living, I said, how are you able to have confidence in so many people doubted you? They thought you were going to lose. Remember, Sonny Liston fight, everybody thought he was going to lose. What does it take in your character? Who can tell me, what does it take? There's a couple of things internally you have to be able to ignore all the negative. What does it take to be confident? You, in the back. Controlling yourself. What else does it take? Confidence. How do you get confidence in your abilities? Where does the confidence come from? You. Anybody? Where does confidence come from? Do you know? In the back. Say it again. I can't hear it.
Your heart.
Your heart, yes. What's in your heart? What else? How can you be confident and you say, you know what, I know I can do this because I did what?
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. And so where most of his confidence came from, you know where most of his confidence came from? Two things. One, most importantly, he knew that God created him with a talent and with an ability to pursue that talent. The second thing that's really important where confidence came from is that he knew he worked hard enough to be successful. He knew he trained every day. He knew he studied the other boxer. He knew he listened to his coach. He knew he was jogging and getting in shape and lifting weights. When you train and prepare yourself, you can have confidence. How many people have studied for a test and you're doing your homework and you're like, man, I know these problems. I know how to do this. I think I'm gonna ace this test. How many people had that feeling before? Right? So you have that feeling because I studied. Tell me about a test maybe you studied for and you knew you were going to get a good grade on it. You, right there with the jacket. A math test? And why did you know you were going to do well? Why did you know? Exactly, you already knew the questions. So when I did math in school, what's great about math, you have the answers in the back of the book so you can check your work, right? So I could go into the test and go, okay, I got that right. That's what everything in your life. So not only is school teaching you math, it's teaching you how to train for success, right? Anything you want to be. I want to hear from some of you on what you want to be. Can you visualize some things you want to do? You want to be what?
A neurosurgeon.
Go ahead. A neurosurgeon, that's excellent. How about you? An artist, excellent. NBA, takes a lot of work. Cartoonist, illustrator, excellent. Cartoonist. So I know you really appreciated the pictures, huh? NFL, football, a doctor, very good. You, cheerleader, okay? Entrepreneur, excellent. NBA. What? All right. Okay, so Muhammad Ali started his dream at 12. Some of you are going to change your mind. I changed my mind many times. I wanted to be a teacher, I wanted to do this. I tried a lot of different things, right? And that's okay too. But when you have those hard times in your life, you know what the best thing to do is? I'm sad right now, or I'm depressed, I'm angry. I'm going to go to my room and think about what I want to be when I grow up and start working on it now. I'm going to start working on it. I'm upset. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to put in the NFL. I'm going to put in doctors. I'm going to put in neurosurgeon. I'm going to start thinking right now. So what Muhammad Ali did was he visualized. He used visualization. He saw himself being the champion. He saw himself training a lot. Can you see yourself being a neurosurgeon? Have you ever looked into it yet, or are you just saying it right now? Have you ever looked into what it takes to be a neurosurgeon?
Yes.
What does it take?
It takes a lot of practice. You have to be very smart to do it. And a neurosurgeon works in the brain.
There, you see, she already knows things about it. So what I want you to take away, you guys, if my father was here today, he would say, what is your purpose? Right? He always told me as a kid, what is your purpose? I always said I wanted to help people when I was little. I first wanted to be a doctor, but I was afraid of blood. So I was like, no, can't do that, right? So I wanted to work with young people. So very important to visualize, understand hard times are going to come to you. But what are you going to do when those hard times come? You're going to try to control your emotions and focus on your future. Focus. Don't listen to negative people, right? I want to end with a poem. The last poem in the book. Remember when you saw the alligator and the whale, right? He was so funny. He said for his fight in Africa, he had to do a special kind of training because it was Africa. So he just couldn't go to the gym. He had to do something a little special. He said, for this fight, I wrestled with an alligator, tussled with a whale, handcuffed lightning and put thunder in jail, injured the stone, hospitalized the brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. I could run through a hurricane and don't get wet. When Foreman meets me, he'll pay his debt. One last thing I want to tell you guys. When I was a junior in high school, my math teacher said, Maryum, when the bell rings, I want you to stay. I want to talk to you about something. I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, oh, good. What did I do? He said, I don't want to say this in front of the class because I didn't want to embarrass you, but look at this newspaper. Did you know that they took a survey around the world and they said, your father's the most famous person in the world? I was like, what? I couldn't believe it, right? I knew he's famous, but they said right now, Muhammad Ali is the most famous person in the world. This was like 1983. But this is what impressed me the most. It impressed me so much that he was the most famous. What impressed me is that my dad is the most famous, but he's so kind to everybody. He's so nice to everybody. Just because he was famous and made money and was a successful boxer, he didn't walk around, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. He didn't do that to people. I watched him be kind to the man in the street who didn't have a house, a home. When I was a little girl, we were driving down the street in LA. It was raining really hard. He saw a family of 5 with a little baby, 2 kids, and the parents. He said, are you guys okay? Are you waiting for the bus? They were all at the bus stop. The bus stop, they were underneath, the bus stop getting shelter. He thought they were waiting for the bus. They said, no, we're homeless. We're here to be dry. He put all the people in his car, took them to his house. They took a shower. They cleaned themselves up. Woke up the next morning, ate breakfast with them. He said, where do you guys leave? Where's your family? They said, they're in Florida. We don't have enough money to get there. He put them all back on a plane to Florida so that they can get back in touch with their family where they had some support. He did these things all the time. I remember driving on I-57. I was like 6 years old. We're driving, it's snowing. We're driving down the highway, and there's these 2 guys. They look real tough. They were walking on the highway, real tough. And my dad pulled over, and I'm like, Daddy, what are you doing? Those guys they look like they're in a gang or something. What are you doing? He goes, I'm not going to let these 2 young brothers be out here in the snow. The guys came to the car and they're like, oh, let's go nothing. Oh. He said, where are you going? They said, we don't have a ride. We're trying to walk home. They live all the way in the city. Get in the car. I'm not telling a lie. One of them took their gun and put it in their jacket, and I could see the imprint of the gun because they didn't want Muhammad Ali to see that they had a gun. And I'm in the car going, oh, Lord, we're going to be in trouble. Oh, we're going to get robbed. I was scared. I'm little. I think these look like 2 big, strong, mean kids. They didn't pull their gun out, thank God. They were like, thank you, Ali. Gave him a little money, talked to him, said some inspirational words to him, told him to try to get off the street, and all the good things he wanted to say to him. But he loved people. So I tell you that to say, there are many ways people can act superior to other people. Mayor Melton, he's a mayor. He can treat people mean, right? I'm the mayor, you're not. He doesn't do that. No matter how successful you get, no matter how pretty you are, no matter what your title is, doctor, lawyer, whatever, you might be the best at basketball. Don't bully other people. Don't mistreat people. Because I believe in energy. You know, energy. You put good energy, you get good energy back. You put negative energy will come back to you. I believe in that. So treat people right. If you see somebody getting bullied, go help that person. Don't make fun of people because they may have disabilities, or they may be short or overweight, or they need help in something. Help people, okay? If you want to be like this greatest man right here, that was one of the best traits he had. It wasn't boxing, it was how he treated people. I'm going to open it up to any questions you might have, okay? Thank you guys for your time. Thank you so much. Excuse me? I am the oldest of 9. So you look in the back of the book, you see all my brothers and sisters. If you read the book, you see all of us. There's 9 of us. And I'm the oldest of 9. Never got his bike back. But you know what? I think that's a good thing, right? What did he get? He got championship world titles, heavyweight championship belts. He got to travel all over the world. He didn't get that bike, but he got a beautiful career, right? But that's a good question.
Where did the cop end?
The cop, Joe Martin, he ended up passing away at an older age. So he was in Louisville, Kentucky, and he's not here anymore, of course, because it's a long time ago. So yeah, he was his coach for a long time when he was younger. What did he do when he lost? That's a good question. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. He used to be in a boxing league, right? And there was a little show called Tomorrow's Champions. It was a local boxing show for kids, and you could watch TV and see the little kids competing. There was this one team that would always beat his team. And he was like, man, they're always beating us. And you know what he did? He said, I want to find out who their coach is. So he found out who their coach was. He snuck to the other side of town and said, could you coach me too? And he kept a secret from this coach, his police officer coach. He didn't tell his first coach that he had 2 coaches. Because he said, since they're always beating us, I want to be coached by the team that's beating us. When he lost, he picked himself up and said, I got to figure out how to win. He lost a few times. Even the great Michael Jordan, who gave Chicago a bunch of NBA championships, was cut from the basketball team before, right? So when you lose, you say, okay, well, how do I improve what I can't do? So he just kept going. He didn't stop, right? So a lot of great people fail. That's how you become great. How are you going to know what to fix if you don't fail and find out, okay, I have to fix that? So that's what you have to do.
Did he really play tennis by himself?
No, he didn't play. So if you look at the book, I like that you said that. He said really funny things about how fast he was, right? He would predict the rounds. And he said, I'm so fast, I could play tennis by myself. So one of his marketing strategies to get people to come to the fight was to be funny, right? He also said, I'm so fast, I can turn the light off at night and be in the bed before the room gets dark, right? So that was just a fun way to be able to promote himself so people would come see him fight. When he won the championship from Sonny Liston for the first time, when he won the heavyweight championship, nobody, the stadium was empty. They had to go out into the streets and give away tickets because no one thought he would win, right? So he believed in himself. He believed in his abilities. You in the back? Excuse me? Yeah, eventually he did retire. Yeah. Favorite rhyme? My favorite rhyme is the one I recited, Wrestle with an Alligator. I also like the one where he was predicting the rounds. He did a funny poem about when he would knock out Sonny Liston. And he said, I predict he'll be knocked out in round 8 to prove I'm great. If he wants to go to heaven, I'll get him in 7. He'll be in a worse fix if I cut it to 6. You know it? If he starts talking, let's see, who has the book? Who wants to read that poem?
Come on up.
Who's an actor? Come here, you. Come up here. Come up here. We're gonna end with this, all right? See, I want to videotape you doing this. Wait a minute. You want me to videotape for you? Oh, I gotta get this one. Here.
You got this.
All right. to read this poem. Let's see. You ready? Okay, you gotta project now. You gotta say it nice and loud, okay? All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, what's your name? Oh, see, that's not loud enough. You already took, what's your name?
Cameron.
Cameron. Okay, we're going to shout it out, Cameron. You ready? I'll hold it for you. So here's the poem about when Muhammad Ali would knock out Sonny Liston. You ready, Cameron? Go for it.
I predict he'll be knocked out around 8 to put my grade.
I want you to shout it out.
Say it loud.
Shout it out.
I predict he'll be knocked out around 8 to be great. And if he wants to go to heaven, I'll get him in 7. He'll be in the works fix if I'll put it to 6. If he starts talking loud, he'll fall at 5. If he can't take it anymore, I'll put it to 4. If he talks about me, he'll get knocked out at 3. And if he won't do, I'll be doing 2. If he wants to have some fun, I'll knock him out with 1. And if Sonny won't fight, he will stand on the night.
So if you want to lose your money, then bet on Sonny. Good job. Good job. Thank you, everyone. Adults, do the adults have any questions?
What's next for you?
Oh, wow. What's next for me? Well, I am working on a solo theatrical piece.
Nice.
Yeah. It's about being an African-American Muslim in America and how my dad raised me. And I hope to put it up in September in Chicago. So I'll invite all of you guys out.
And you're welcome to come to Gary Westside to the Westside Theater Guild to perform it there.
Okay. That would be good. That's only 30 minutes for me. So that'd be awesome. Yes. Thank you all so much for your time. Enjoy the food, and some of you guys are going to get a book, and I know they're going to give you certificates. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I think Dr. Good, she's going to help us navigate through the next steps of the program.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Give her another round of applause. Thank you for coming. Yes. Thank you. At the end, I'll ask if anyone wants to thank May for coming to visit with us. I do want to say to the parents and friends, thank you all so much for coming and supporting. We know that your children are important to you, and they're important to us as well. So we wanted to make sure that we thank you, and you're welcome anytime to come into our schools and read with us while we're reading with the children. Okay, as they stated earlier, I'm Dr. Goods, and it is certificate time. So I would like for a few people to come up and shake students' hands as they receive their certificates. So Mrs. Melton, Mr. Dumas, Chief of Staff, come on up. Principals, if you'll help me pass out certificates. And as we call your name, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, come on up. We're going to give you a roaring round of applause. All right, so go ahead and begin with Banneker.
Malaysia Park. Come on up,
And if you'll go down the road and shake out, and you will shake my hand.
Come on down. Congratulations.
Adrian Johnson. Kentrell Fields.
Congratulations, Banneker. Glen Park Academy, Mr. Worthington.
First one is Declan Street. Giselle Blanchard.
Yeah, congratulations. Giselle Blanchard.
Cameron Jones.
Cameron Jones.
Good job, poetry reader.
And Mari Burson.
Kamari Person. Awesome GPA. Congratulations. Daniel Williams.
Miguel Schultz. Adrian Swaggerty.
She out.
London Thompson.
And see, young man, come up here. The special student. Good job. Congratulations. Ryan Bond.
Okay. Ryan. Congratulations, Ryan.
All right, for Beverage Elementary, we have Drew Pope.
I love the way her name is spelled. J with a J, I love that.
We have King James Edward Plummer.
King James.
Right.
Kennedy Thomas. And Aaliyah O'Line.
And for Friends of Color Academy. DeMarcus Walker. Caleb Bennett. Sapphire Bond.
Sapphire. She like, let me get that. She like, I'm the gym. Exactly. I don't know what y'all doing.
Talia Adams.
I come up with these things sometimes, and they're like, okay, good. One more thing that you've come up with, but it was so good that they jumped in and supported this initiative. It is so great that the mayor was in support and the city. And I just want to say that all of these folks love you. Yeah. And that is so important for you to know, because you need to believe in yourself and know that we believe in you. We're counting on you to be great, okay? So in true Oprah fashion, May has books for you all that are signed by May. I love it. Everybody has books.
No car?
We're not going to
Now this is better.
We're just going to help cultivate reading. We're going to make sure they read so they can go get their car. And then, of course, you know me, I feel like I read your essays. I was so excited by the NFL players because, of course, Muhammad Ali, you think about the greatest. You think about sports and all he did as a sportsman. You think about his activism and what he did for the community and the world. And you just think about greatness altogether. I read about the elderly, helping the elderly. I read about giving back to my community. I read about I'm going to be the greatest NFL player. I'm going to be the greatest basketball player, the greatest doctor, the greatest lawyer. Y'all are great. And so, personally, I am counting on your greatness 20, 30 years from now. It gives me nothing better than to just see my former students and see how great they are today. So I know you're going to take it to the next level.
Yes.
And I'm counting on that. And I know we're all counting on that.
Everybody got their essay with them?
Yes! I'm so glad you asked. All right, Miss Adrian, come on up. You got that? Yes, you can read it out loud.
The story of Muhammad Ali inspired me to have a positive impact in my community by helping the elderly. I will work to make an impact on my community by volunteering at a nursing home, helping them with basic needs, and making their day brighter by simply being kind to them. Doing these things will help me make a positive impact on my community. The first thing I can do to help the elderly is by volunteering at the nursing home. I can play games with them or I can serve food. Those are ways I can help the elderly at the nursing home. Next, I will help the elders in my neighborhood by helping them with basic needs. To help, I can carry their bags, help them cross the street safely, and help clean up their house. These things will help the elders in my neighborhood a lot. After that, I'm going to help brighten the elders' day. Small acts of kindness can make a giant impact on our community. I plan to brighten the elderly's day by showing kindness. This includes compliments or polite gestures. Our elders deserve our love and respect, and by showing them kindness, I can make their day a little brighter. In conclusion, the story of Muhammad Ali inspired me to make a positive impact on my community by helping the elderly.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I want to hear another one.
Yeah, that was so wonderful.
Look at those principals. They're all proud.
Have you ever heard of the famous Muhammad Ali? If you haven't, I'm going to tell you some amazing things he has done. He was very dedicated and never gave up on his dreams. Muhammad first started boxing because someone stole his bike. He even trained so hard that he made it into the Olympics. He represented the United States in boxing. His first fight in the Olympics, he won the gold medal. In his first regular boxing match, he won against Sonny Liston. He did his very best and never gave up, which helped him win the match. Muhammad was not only a boxer, he was a family man. He took great care of his children and was a positive role model for his family and also his fans. He inspired me to do my very best and work hard, and then I can do whatever I want in life.
Awesome.
Very good. Thank you.
You got time for one more or what? You got the hand.
One more.
Any more readers? I'll let the principal shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Have you heard that phrase? You probably did. It was Muhammad Ali. He was a hard worker and he was the first world heavyweight champion 3 times. He also stood up a judge. That inspired me because he was a hard worker. Muhammad Ali was always the last one to come from the gym. Next, he was brave. He was being called names for not joining the army. He stood up to the judge to not join the Vietnam War. He also stood up against Sonny Liston, one of the strongest boxers. That inspired me. The courts took away his titles. And he lost the championship. He couldn't play for a long time, but he knew, because he didn't want to go to the army. But he knew what he did was right. Muhammad Ali inspired me to take up the world because he was brave. I want to be brave like him.
All right, it's mixing time.
All right. Who's ready to win some good prizes? So we have for 2nd grade, Adrian Swaggerty. $25 Amazon gift card.
All right.
Can you all turn around and
Get a picture. Come on.
I have the order of the list.
Okay. Indigo Odo.
Big smile.
We got
Right.
sapphire, indigo.
All right, 3rd grade, Jason Smith.
All right,
He's
Jay.
not here today. Oh, okay. All right. Malaysia's Car.
Take that picture. All right, turn around, smile. Big smile.
Okay, 4th grade, Cameron Jones.
Oh, take your coat off, Ken. There we go. Show that cougar pride.
All right.
What's up?
All right. Congratulations. DeMarcus Walker. Congratulations.
You gonna smile, no problem, right?
That's it. Okay, lastly, 5th grade, Adrian Johnson. And last but definitely not least, Talia Adams.
Smile, turn around, smile. Thank you.
I will say we had a young reader who stepped up, and because he stepped up and decided he wanted to read, we're going to give him a gift card, and we will replace the one for the other young student. Kentrell, come on up. For volunteering gifts.
You ready? You got to turn around, smile. There we go.
Thank you all. Thank you. I would like to make sure that we thank our donors for the gift cards, Guy and Allen Funeral Home. They were awesome. I called and they gave. So I am so excited that they were able to give to us in that way.
We want to read today.
Oh, we have more to read tonight, so students and parents and anyone who wants to come out and read. We are reading at Banneker and Marquette from 4 to 6 p.m. Our theme is Black History. Of course, we're loving our Black history, and so we have some African American books. They are African American writers, authors, and we're going to be reading about our history tonight. We'll be talking about our history. We might even have some trivia questions about our history. So come on out. We're excited. We're warring to read. So that's 4 to 6 p.m. at Banneker. Thank you. Yes, let's take a group photo.
We're gonna go downstairs on the steps, take a group photo. They can come get their refreshments.
Absolutely, that's what we got. Thank you so much.